So since in the beginning of 2023, I decided that I will talk a lot about Infinix. I'm planning on becoming a brand ambassador for them. We also plan on achieving 65 million subscribers by the end of the year, so please subscribe. But there's one thing that is going on now. Infinix is becoming one of the best smartphone companies in the world. You might not know about Infinix yet, but I'm very sure that very soon you will know a lot about them. Apart from that, I'll be talking about them. You'll be seeing how they'll be competing with other smartphone brands and how they'll be actually crushing the smartphone industry and becoming or be on their way to being the top in the world. So I want to face them off today with smartphone companies. Five smartphone companies that have been in this race for over 20 years. Even if it's just been a year, they've been in this race for a long time compared to Infinix that has just been like a new partner or a new tag along in becoming one of a big flagship company. And then we'll start from the list going to the top. From the list to the top. First of all is Oppo. You see, Oppo is a very good smartphone company, and there are two things I like about Oppo is that first of all they are the MVP when it comes to making concept phones, limited edition smartphones. Their limited edition smartphones are still so far the ones with the best designs and the best concepts. Like they are very good, and I can recommend them, especially when you want to get concept phone. Oppo concept phone are actually more beautiful. Oppo pays very detailed attention to when they're making concept phones. And when it now comes to their normal phones, their normal flagship, their normal foldables that you can buy, Oppo have been seen to have used top qualities in their products, in their smartphones. Some you can see a leather back, you can see a very good matte finish at the back of their phone. And when it comes to camera also, they are good at those things, making sure that their phone is going to be really aesthetic. So how will Infinix compete with a company like Oppo? Well, those two same ways also. Their design. Infinix is not that good in making concept phone. They haven't made any concept phone yet, or maybe they may be planning, but they haven't made any one yet. But if I take a look at, for example, now Infinix, their design of their smartphones are actually also good. When I say good, they are curved. When I say curved, they are curved all the way around, easier to hold, not too heavy, light, and when it comes to the camera quality, also the camera quality is also top notch, which makes the phone able to stand in pair with the other competitors like Oppo. So moving on, we have OnePlus. OnePlus, I would say, is one great company. I follow them a lot on TikTok. One way that I would say OnePlus have been trying or who beat Infinix is when it comes to the foldable. You see, a lot of foldables came out in 2023, but when OnePlus foldable came out, there was a very special and very different thing about OnePlus foldable. OnePlus foldable took a different turn, especially when it comes to opening it. It opens fully. The Snapdragon chip that was on it, the processor, how fast it was, the storage, it was something on a different level. It was something a lot of us were not expecting. So the only way Infinix can compete with this is if they can do something better than OnePlus while keeping the price down. That's just the only way. Something better than OnePlus while keeping the price down. And Infinix still dates now. I don't know, maybe later into the year they will produce their own foldables, but I'm not sure about that. So since they haven't produced their own foldables yet, we'll just be looking into it and hoping that very soon they produce their own. And who knows, it might be better than that of OnePlus. But still, for now, OnePlus I would say is so far one of the best foldable in the market. In fact, even better than that of Samsung that was surprised, because Samsung one does it fully, this one opens fully. The hinge is very good. The processors, how we can maneuver apps, the number of apps you can open on the screen at the same time is really awesome. And OnePlus really did a lot, especially when it comes to camera. The design, OnePlus smashed everything and it was really good. Then moving on to number 3, we have Xiaomi. You see, Xiaomi is one of the fastest growing smartphone companies. Within 2011 to 2023, they've achieved more than what a company like Nokia can achieve, a company that OnePlus and nothing can achieve. They've done more. So, but Xiaomi are really good. You see the 12S, you see the Note. How do you think Infinix will actually beat Xiaomi? Well, there are two ways Infinix can beat Xiaomi. One, in making more smartphones, and two, making more smartphones while still keeping up with the quality. That's what Xiaomi has also done. Xiaomi makes a lot of smartphones, but one thing they've done to make sure that their smartphones are still going to get recommended to other people is that they make a lot while still making sure that the quality of the smartphone is there. So the quality of the smartphone is still top notch. Nothing is compromised, while they are still making a lot out. So if Infinix can just take the same turn, which Infinix is already starting to do, just that they are not making enough. So there's no enough quantity yet, but they are working on the quality. The quality is settled, just remaining the quantity. So if they can work on the quantity, keeping the price down, making sure that it is good, increasing the camera, their designs, and making sure that it can stand alongside the Xiaomi, they'll be able to smash it easily, because it's something that they can do easily. Just do Xiaomi are doing their own, and they can raise it up. And just like Xiaomi also, they have not just, they have the Note, they have the Smart, they have the Hot, and they have Zero. So those four are enough. Just like iPhone, those four are enough for them to be able to make sure that they do the best and are able to compete with a company like Xiaomi. So let's move to the last two giants of smartphone companies. I don't have to mention these two. You have to know the two. I know you will know both number two and number one, but I'll mention it. Number two is Samsung. You see, Samsung has been on this top-notch position of, everybody knows them a lot. There's this position they are, and the only company that can compete with them so far is Apple. But what if I tell you that Infinix can compete with them? And there's one way Infinix can compete with them that Infinix will be able to beat them. And that's when it comes to camera and strength. Those two things, strength of the smartphone when it falls, and camera. And so let's talk about camera. How will Infinix beat them in camera? Well, recently of more times, Infinix are trying to improve their camera at one of the best ways ever. Take for example, the front camera of an Infinix smartphone can be over up to 50 megapixel compared to the 12 megapixel in front of a Samsung phone. And the back megapixel, the back of the phone, can have at least a 90 megapixel, and the remaining can be 50 50 50, and which that's going to 4 cameras. So can be 150 plus 90, that's going to be 240, compared to Samsung 200 and I think 230 or 240 also that at the back. You can see that there's almost equal comparison between both. Their cameras are almost getting the same. The only problem though is when it comes to zoom quality. Samsung has the ability to zoom more to be able to get your information. Infinix are still working on that, trying to make sure that they can balance and make sure that when they zoom at you very well, they can be able to get what they actually want from the image without any form of compromises on the image. So if Infinix can actually perfect this in their smartphone, there's no doubt about any other thing. They will actually be able to compete with Samsung and make sure that they make better phones than Samsung. So moving on to number one, the biggest tech giant in smartphone industry in the world is Apple. How will Infinix compete with Apple? Well, I made a video about how Infinix will actually compete with Apple and how it will destroy Apple. Clearly. Because there are kind of things that Apple are doing now that is making sure that it's like as if they are compromising on their own smartphones themselves. And if Infinix can just take advantage, that place they've compromised, if Infinix can move above it, Infinix will sure going to be able to beat them at their own game and make sure that to become the biggest in the world. So they may not be the biggest tech company, they may not be the richest, but they can be the best in the world. So Infinix just has to work more on these 5 companies I've listed. And if they can work, making more foldables, making more design, improving the camera, making more quantity, and still regaining the quality, and then beating Apple with making their own operating system from the and if they can do all this, I'm very very sure, without no shadow of doubt in my mind, they will be able to beat these 5 smartphone companies. So that's it. What do you think about Infinix? Do you think you buy an Infinix smartphone? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm David. This is ITV. ITV. And Jesus is coming very soon. Jesus is coming very soon, so just prepare your mind. We want to hit 65 million subscribers by the end of the year, so please help us to achieve that. Please subscribe, share this video so they can also watch it, and I'll catch you guys in the very next one.